Hello and welcome to this edition of BizWatch. I'm Ting Yi. After 7 rounds of talks and half a year of uncertainty, Chinese and U.S. negotiators have mapped a future for textile trade. The industry is again in a position to plan and optimistic about a stable future. Reporter Xu Xin looks at the response from textile makers.
The knitting machines in Shanghai Flying Horse Trade Company are running faster these days. The long-simmering textile dispute with the U.S. is now resolved, and the factory can plan next year's production schedule. It will be based on quotas they will get later this month.
通过7轮谈判，我们企业呢也期盼的结果也出来了。
The agreement achieved after 7 rounds of negotiations was what we were expecting. Even though the new deal will last till 2008, longer than the Sino-EU deal, it's not that important. A stable and predictable trade environment is vital for companies like us.
Flying Horse used to export $1 million of underwear to the U.S. every year, but when U.S. safeguard limits slashed imports from China, they had to shift production to third countries. It cut their margin to nearly nothing.
The loss for the whole country is even harder to measure. Without a clear future and stable environment, customers shifted some orders for restricted products to other countries. Autumn used to be the golden season for textile product trade. However, the uncertain environment cooled business down.
The slowdown was measurable at last month's Chinese Export Commodities Trade Fair in Guangzhou. Overall, foreign buyers placed 10% less garment and textile orders for next year, while purchases from the U.S. plunged more than 30%. The dark clouds of trade uncertainty have blown away. The U.S. and China now agree on how far and how fast the trade in textile is going to grow. The new agreement will be implemented on January the 1st, but before then, quotas need to be allocated among thousands of Chinese textile producers.
它的分配机制还是按照中俄谈判成功以后。
The quota allocation is expected to be modelled on the Sino-EU style. 70% of the quota will be distributed to enterprises in accordance with their annual export volume from customs. The remaining 30% will be allocated through public bidding.
企业可以投标取得。
配额的分配应该把它当作为一种控制。The quota allocation should also serve as a control, which may force enterprises to shift their focus from undercutting each other to improving quality. At the same time, the social responsibilities, such as environment protection, should be taken into consideration in allocating quota.
Domestic exporters like Flying Horse are adjusting to the new deal. They're shifting to non-quota products, altering garment styles, and seeking out the best opportunities to add value. Experts say the agreement might be a blessing in disguise for both the Chinese textile industry and bilateral trade. Xu Xin for BizWatch.